Okay, it is Monday, May 8th, and it is 6 p.m. and we're calling the meeting to order. Roll call, Renee O'Donnell, Brian Carlisle, Skip Smith is not here, and Cindy Grant. And I'm gonna make, do you wanna go right into, okay, I'm gonna make a motion that we go right into executive session.
The first one. Per
Oh, excuse me, I have to say the whole thing, okay, sorry. I'm gonna make a motion, we go into executive session per MRSA number 1, section 405-6-E for legal counsel. Do you want a second that?
Second, sorry.
All in favor? All approved. We're going into executive session.
I'm just trying to think of the sequence of the things here. Oh my God, I was somewhere else, I guess. Sorry.
Okay, we'll be right back. I think that clock is right. 6:51. No, that clock is right. So we're just gonna come.
Yep, we'll go over this. I got a couple updates on you. And then just, dedication,
Oh, right.
selectmen's
Okay.
letter, that sort of thing.
All right, so I'll come out of.
Yep.
Okay, it is 6:51. Did I say that correctly? 6:51 p.m. We are out of executive session. And back at it. So, budget. Is that what we're doing next?
Yep. Did you have a chance to go over these?
Yes.
I have some good news for you, Brian. I know it's not going up quite as high as we had expected. And I was hoping to be able to bring the numbers in here.
You
but-
had a computer program at one time that you could.
I
just
did, I
plug in
figured
with.
it out, but I didn't get it set up in here, but it's gonna be about 30 cents.
Oh.
I gave you a paper that showed
This?
the actual school number. I got a star right on the bottom.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and the increase from last year was, did I put that on yours?
See if I put that on. I'm gonna go back to the school budget here.
But with the increase, I think it was around 45.
Oh, so about half of what we were.
So,
About
yeah,
half
that's,
of what we were predicting,
that's good.
because
I've
we
got
were taking that.
page 19, I've got the final, I've got final budget number.
Yep. But we were taking the 10.5% of that increase,
Mhm.
which if you take the overall and the 10.5, it's not quite as much, it's different. Why, I have no idea, but that's the number they're quoting us in that paper. I did find, the one with the star on it, and I didn't keep a copy for myself, I don't think.
I have a difference of $46,731.75. So that's a lot better
Yes.
than we thought. So
Yes.
46,731.75.
And with the increase, we're going to have a slight increase in the homestead because they changed that. The homestead, when they left legislature last year, what they were going to do is this year were going to pay 50% of the first 10,000 and then 75% of the second 10,000, which, is the rebate that we
We
did
paid
last.
50%, right?
Say that one more
But it's
time.
actually gonna be 62.5% of the whole 20.
So they were going to pay 50% of the first 10,000.
Right, the homestead generally, up until this point, they have paid, our homestead was $10,000. The state reimbursed us 50% of that.
Right.
Last year, they went up $5,000, made it $15,000, but they only reimbursed us 50%.
Okay.
But this year, they were gonna increase it another $5,000 up to 20 and change it, so they were gonna reimburse us 50% on the first 10,000 and 75% of the second 10,000.
Oh,
But now they've changed that to,
I get,
they're gonna reimburse 62.5% of the full 20,000.
62.5%.
But what happens is, for every $5,000 worth of value of homestead, that's $5,000 less value we get to use towards our mill rate.
Our
So,
valuation.
yes, so, but just to keep in mind, the governor is, trying to see where it says this, the governor is trying to get it so that, we're gonna have to redo the applications, and they're gonna eliminate it being available, right, the new proposal, the homestead property tax exemption, to restrict the exemptions to residents who are 65 years and older. So all the people that are getting it now are gonna get it,
Okay.
and that's gonna mean.
But that's just a proposal.
Right, and that would mean, I believe what I figured was $300 and some odd per homeowner in this town, their taxes would go up, losing that homestead. So,
So, let me go back to this over here. 2016, so correct me if I'm wrong, our 18-month cycle ended last June. Okay, so the 21, on the last page, the 2,106,000 is the proposed budget for 16-17.
Right.
Correct, okay. So,
but you have to understand, this has last year's school number, because I didn't have the new one when I did this, and
Right.
I believe, let me just verify. Yes, it has last year's school number, which this would increase that $48,000.
so this budget
Right.
has last year's school number, the 1,058,000.
Right.
Okay,
Right,
so the increase is gonna be 46,731, so we should
Right.
get
Say it again,
working.
40, what?
46,731.75. That's what I have
32.
between last year's number
yeah, this year's,
and this year's new number right here.
yeah,
So we need to add the 46,700 to our estimated budget.
and when I figured it on the computer program, it came out to 15.8, which we're 15.50 right now, of a mill rate.
15.8?
Yeah, $15.80, $15.80 from $15.50. That's what it was last year.
I didn't see any increases in the budget when I went
Not
through.
to speak of, no.
Right, I mean, it's still 200, 300, it's all 50, you know, it's all minimum.
And
Did you see anywhere you would want to,
and the,
I didn't see anywhere to address
No,
anything.
In fact, it doesn't take care of some things that I thought were kind of important
Right.
that we start doing for maintenance on our properties.
Right. For the
And
coming
then-
years.
Yes.
and the revenue, I told the budget committee the other night, I had to call Maine Revenue Services because they were predicting our, revenue, sharing to almost double. And I thought it was a big mistake, cause last year we got like 59, was it? Yeah, 58,000, and they were talking 100 and, I don't have that with me, but 108, I believe.
Why would they project that it would,
Well, I called them,
That
I
it would
figured it
double.
was a mistake, and so did a lot of us, but come to find out, towns that do that 18-month changeover and do it in 2 bills, they actually lose money. Because that 6-month billing,
right?
because some of them will do it 12-month billing and a 6-month billing, or then or some do it in 18. When they do it the other way, that second billing, revenue sharing cuts their budget. So they lose half their revenue sharing, but
So we did
next
not,
year, we're getting more this year, doubling.
because
because
we
of
did
the
ours
18
in
months.
3 bills.
Right, but next year, we'll go back to the 12-month, back to the 59,
Right.
but we won't lose. No, the gentleman at Maine Revenue Service says, yeah, you did it right.
Okay, that's good to know.
I said, well,
So I
I
have,
know we did something right.
Brian, I have the proposed budget with the additional school number at that, at 2,157,000.
Yeah. 157, 291.
I have 2,157,895.75.
What was the school?
School was 46,731.75.
And then it was 2.110. Oh, we did different.
I have this, I'm using the 17 proposed instead of the 16. Because this increase is for the current number, right?
Say that again?
The increase from the school budget
Is from last year to this year.
is from last year to this year, but this is, this number you just gave us is for the 17-18 school
Yes.
year coming up.
So that number minus the one that's on your paper is the difference, is the increase.
Right. The 1,058,000 we
Yeah.
carry, plus the 46,731
Right,
is the, right, okay.
Right.
Which that number is 1,105,034.75.
what's the number on the paper?
Oh, the same, 1,105,000.
Yeah.
Well, let me double check it. I just transferred it, let me just double check it. Yeah, it's exactly, yeah, it's correct.
Yeah.
1,105,034.75. So that's for the 2017-18 school year. And then I took that 46, this
Add it to the
46,
bottom.
and added it to the proposed 2,111,000 to get a current proposed budget of 2,157,895.75. Okay.
Which is roughly gonna be a 30-cent
Which is the,
mill
okay.
increase.
Is that including anything we're taking from fund balance, or is that just,
That's everything.
that's
That's the
everything?
revenues against the expenditures, against the assessment.
Okay. Are we taking anything, and did the budget
The
committee?
140,
Okay, yeah.
it's on the last few pages,
Right,
same
But
as you
it's-
did last year.
he
the
was
one-
telling us we were short 82,000. We had to come up with, remember when Buddy was here the other night?
That was because that's what we thought the school budget was going up.
Right, okay,
But we're taking the 142, the same we took last year.
okay, all right, that's the same amount.
Yeah.
What page, right there, right there,
Page 21.
yeah.
Which depending on what goes in there, you know, what lapses this year, we'll have to possibly adjust that number next year,
Okay,
but.
fund balance right now?
There was nine
It was
hundred.
9.6,
Yeah, I don't have an audit with me, but,
60 something, I think, when we talked about it
Yeah.
at the budget meeting.
How much?
It was, I think it was 960,000
960.
something, in that area.
and we've taken,
But that's before.
that was
the-
before
these-
the,
These voted on articles.
yes.
Right, so
Taken out of that.
we've taken
yes.
some money and appropriated some.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit less than that.
Then
You're with us, it's less than the 960, because of the articles we just voted on recently, appropriated money.
Okay.
Could you
Okay.
refresh my memory, the insurance for fire department and rescue went down by about half? I don't recall what that was. Was it the rate went down?
No, that was because I calculated it last year, the way they explained it to me,
Yeah,
but it was done wrong. I went by the bills this year,
oh,
and it
okay,
was better, they told me to base it on the budget and the percentages. There was so much percentage on each budgeted, so I did every budget
Right.
figure that we had, so. But when you get the bill, it's different.
Like I said, I personally don't have any recommendations on anything, just because I think the budget committee has been very thorough and
I mean,
there's-
everything
there's
that's
nothing
here
left
is
to cut.
almost, it's a
It's almost-
necessity, and
right.
you can't modify anything unless you totally do away with something. I mean, the roads, well, that's what the old figure had, for about 18% of the total budget. First responders were, what,
I have on page,
yeah, I just put percentages down, so
oh, I see.
it kind of make a little more sense to me.
Yeah. There was a small, a little increase there, not too
Generally,
much.
10%.
So the school makes up half the budget.
Yeah, but I thought that would be more, it's about 51%.
For the school,
The
Yeah.
school. Did you guys lump summer roads, public works, summer roads and winter roads
it's all
together?
public works,
It's all public works.
yeah.
Public safety came at about 4%.
Thing is it's been
A
cut
lot-
over the last
I-
3 or
I
4
know.
years.
Yeah, a
so
lot of
that-
things, I would say a lot of things are exactly the same amount as they have been.
Poor Gary had to let go of his cell phone.
Your budget's down to $600, wasn't it?
No, it's down further than that.
Oh,
Down to 200. Down to
200.
They took $400
I'll look
away
closer,
from
Gary. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, $200. So do we want to accept this budget with the new numbers? Is that what you're looking for us to do?
Yeah, so I can do the articles for the warrants and stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you comfortable doing that?
I don't see how
I don't see
we
any,
change anything.
yeah. I don't, like you said, I don't see how anything you're gonna cut is gonna make a bit of difference. It's right down to the skeleton as it is.
Yeah, cutting 10% and 10% isn't gonna affect much.
Right.
If you can affect the school, then
Yeah, if
You
you could
could do
affect the
something.
school, yeah, you could make a difference. So Cindy, how, we're gonna make a motion for the proposed budget, do you want me to add to put this new number in and say the proposed budget of,
Yeah,
2,157,000, cause that's the increase, the actual number
Yeah.
for the school?
just let me get to that page so I can.
Okay. Cause what I did, the school budget is on page, hold on a minute here,
19.
19, thank you, Barry.
Okay, so we're gonna add, what is it?
Right, on page 19, the proposed budget is 1,058,303.
Yeah,
And we're gonna add the 46,731.75,
say that number again.
46,731.75,
Okay.
which gives us this 1,105,034.75 for the school contribution. And that increases the final number from the 2,111,164
Yep.
to 2,157,895.75 for the proposed 2017-18 budget.
And that is subject to change, because when you do the tax commitment, that can change because you pick the overlay at that point. I just have last year's overlay number, but that's picked at the time of commitment,
Okay,
so it is subject to change.
okay.
Can I just ask a question? 142K out of the fund balance, is that included in the 2,157,000, or is that?
Yes, it's included in the budget.
But it's going to come out of fund balance, it's not gonna come out of tax?
It's in this proposed budget on page, what did you just tell me, 20? It's in this budget, so it was in the final number of 2,111,164. That was the original proposed budget,
Right.
including the 142 out of fund balance. Okay? You're all set there? Then we added the $46,000 for the final school number,
Okay,
okay? So that 142 is already in the budget, the budget committee already puts that in.
okay, so that's not
Not in addition to anything,
in
it's
addition.
already in there. In this proposed budget, the last page, for the proposed budget, the revenue to the total is $2,111,164 even. That includes the $142,000 from fund balance.
Okay, that's when you take that out of the 157K.
No,
No,
that's the net of the expenses and the revenues is the bottom line number that she gave you.
that's the proposed budget, 2,111,164.
That-
We have gotten the final number on the school budget, which is an additional $46,731.75. We have no control over that, so we add it right in. So your total proposed budget is $2,157,895.75. Okay?
Yeah, okay, if you're taking the 142 out of fund balance, it's not taxes that we're raising this year.
No,
Okay,
no, it's taken out of fund balance to help offset
right.
our commitment. Have I said that correctly? Okay, yeah. Because it's already in the budget, it's already in there.
Okay.
So, are you all set?
Yeah, yes,
No,
second.
it's a drag, but okay, all right, so get ready, I'm
I
telling you,
will.
get ready.
I'll pay attention.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion that we accept the budget, for the 2017-18 fiscal year for the town of Newburgh for the total sum of $2,157,895.75.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. So we have accepted this budget.
I have a question.
Yes, Gary?
Is there any way to prevent people coming to town meeting and putting up their hand and wanting to increase the budget by X number of dollars?
Not really.
They have every right to. That's what town meeting does. Allows that to happen.
Well, I guess I'll put my hand up then.
Get your $400 back?
No, I'm gonna go for more than that.
Okay, so we're gonna discuss town meeting items.
Yes.
Budget, we did selectmen's letter.
Selectmen's letter. Any volunteers? Brian?
Well, I did it last year. I don't mind doing it. I'd like to do it in conjunction. You and I can do it
Sure.
together.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
draft something,
yeah.
email it to you. As, you know, Skip doesn't email, or I email it to him. So we'll work on that.
Okay. What about,
What, can I just ask, when do you need that? When would you like to have that?
okay, so the meeting is the 13th? We have to have the town reports out, I believe, the last of this month?
So you have to have the town report out the end of this month.
Okay, so this is town meeting here,
Right?
so I have to have.
Well, but that's town vote, that's vote.
But
Town-
that's when town meeting starts, and that's when we
Oh,
have to
right,
have the
okay.
book done and out to the people
Okay,
prior to that. So we should have the town report in the mail by the 7th, and we need at least 10 days for the printers. So 3, 6, 10.
Monday.
So-
You're in March.
March, May. So we should have, what did I say, 13, gonna have it here. And then.
Wow, time is
10
flying,
days.
isn't it?
Six-
So we probably should have something to you by the 26th, May 26th, which is a
Yes.
Friday.
Are we meeting next Monday?
Probably. Yeah,
That'll be a week from today,
yeah.
so.
You want a letter by then? You
By
want
that week sometime.
Selectmen's letter by
Yeah.
that week, okay.
But if you could have something by then, it would be nice, but no pressure.
Thanks.
So, any ideas on dedication in the book this year?
Excuse
I mean, Ron Darling just passed and he
Yeah.
was pretty active.
He was a selectman,
He was a
he
firefighter.
was a
Yeah.
firefighter.
I don't really, I
You
really have.
guys would know more than the folks than I would.
We've
I
had a
think he would
terrible
be
year
good.
losing people this year, so.
Did you have something? Oh,
No,
I thought you put your hand up, I was
No.
like, somebody else is zooming right in on you.
All set.
Do you wanna call Diane and see how she would feel about that?
Sure.
If she would like to do that, she could provide us a picture. Cause you know what else, Ron and Wayne Young started the Snowmobile Club, or were founding members of the Snowmobile Club as well. I'm pretty sure. Wayne Young, Ron Darling, and a few other people.
Is there still a club?
There is still a club. It's kind of
Just no
disjointed.
snow.
Just no, yeah, disjointed, but there is still a club. You could ask her about that too, because I'm pretty sure he was one of the founding members.
Did you read his obituary?
I didn't.
Mm.
I gotta pull it out.
I did. And one of the things in his, at the last part of his obituary, had to do with something that he learned by being a select board member.
Right?
And the way it read was, if a cat has kittens in the oven, it doesn't make them biscuits.
He was quite a character.
He learned that from being a
fairly
selectman
outspoken,
in Newburgh, is what they said.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea, that would be a good dedication.
Are there other people that have passed though, that maybe if you could, I mean, I don't know.
We could mention,
I'm just thinking of the,
well, I know.
Mrs. Whitcomb and, you know,
Oh,
there are,
yeah.
I was just thinking if you had a little, if there's multiple ones, like you say,
Well,
there's
Geraldine
one,
Prescott passed
Geraldine
away, and she
Prescott,
was dedicated
People,
land to the
you know,
church. and
dedicated to the memory of all these wonderful people that have all contributed to the town of Newburgh.
Yeah,
Well, you better do Eleanor Whitcomb then, if you're gonna do that.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Eleanor Whitcomb was somebody who came to mind for me.
yeah.
Only because of her age and her continued just in
Yeah.
everything, you know, I don't know what she did for the town specific, but I know.
Was she involved in the town years ago?
Yeah, she was part of the founding with the fire department, and she was baked for the fire department right up until last spring. She made cookies.
Okay. Lou Whitaker, but I don't know.
I mean, if you
Lou
feel you
moved
have
here
to pick
from-
one,
Lou moved here from Hampton, so.
if you feel you just need to have one, I think that Mr. Darwin is a good choice, but if there's a lot, maybe you could do, so you don't hurt, you know, the feelings of those that have lost loved ones or.
Well,
Eleanor's greatest contribution were her sons.
I know. I was gonna say.
She left us a lot of
Dennis and
Whitcombs.
Larry.
Well, that was one of her great contributions.
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause,
So you have a
Why
list
don't we do
usually, you put
multiple?
in,
Why don't we
well,
honor
I mean,
all of
Brent
them?
Summers, both his parents.
Oh, I
passed.
know, that was,
And,
yeah.
Gary,
Oh, Henderson,
Henderson's
his
wife,
wife, Chris.
um,
And Chris was really active too.
Yeah.
when the kids were in school, was she active?
Mhm.
How would we intertwine all that?
yeah,
So you have a list usually you keep of all the deaths of,
we keep them in a book,
Right.
yeah.
so maybe just kind of glance through it, but the thing is, if you do more than one, it's how do you leave some of them out?
Yeah.
Well,
Because.
they list everybody in the town report.
Yeah.
Right, but if I'm talking about a little
Yeah.
blurb on each one, who chooses,
Right.
that would be hard too, I guess.
It would be hard.
Mhm.
Why don't you see how Diane feels about
Okay.
about having Ron?
Yeah,
You know, I almost think he's already
had a dedication.
had a dedication.
Yes, I think.
Really?
I think he did, but I
Seems
can't
to me he's
remember.
on the cover of one of the books.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so, but
She'd know if you asked her.
Yeah.
She'd
Yeah,
know.
I did not know that. I didn't.
I'll
yeah.
check, because seems to me I've seen his picture.
Yeah,
Uh,
well,
I don't
it might have
know.
been a fire department dedication though too, because he was president of the fire department for a long time. It might have been that.
I'll check,
okay.
I'll check.
Call her and have a, yeah,
Okay.
see how she feels. Because if she says, if she's opposed, then we could explore
Yep.
some other ideas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so, first of all, we're meeting next Monday, right? On the 15th.
At 6.
Yeah, when my alarm went off this morning, I was like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. Can't be at a meeting at 8:30. I had it completely wrong. You're gonna have to remind me next week that you need that selectmen's letter. When are you sending out the next newsletter?
Well, we need to do it prior to town meeting, so I'm thinking, yeah, we're back in that time crunch thing.
Okay,
I'll have a better timeline for you next Monday.
okay.
be here Friday and hopefully have the better part of the town report put together and the warrant done for you to sign on Monday. And,
All right. Okay, and then, so are you all set? Do you have anything else?
No.
We're gonna recess until Wednesday at 4. So I'm gonna make a motion that we recess. I'm gonna make a motion that we recess until Wednesday, May 10th at 4 PM.
Second.
All in favor? Passed. And we are going to, we're recessed, we're done. Okay.
Could I ask you a question?
Yeah?
Have you discussed, what's going to happen with the fire chief?
Not in great length, no.
Any idea when a decision will be made?
Nope.
That's very helpful.
Well, it takes one thing at a time. So you can check on next week's agenda. See if we can put on next week's agenda.
I feel that this should be expedited. It's very important. Now, you said that nobody has done an application for a fire chief position.
So,
Has anybody talked to anybody about taking the fire chief position? They may not have filled out an application, but has anybody been approached about it?
people have inquired. Interest in it, yes.
we're working through all that. There's a lot we can't really discuss because our hands are tied, but we're working through that, yes.
So what is the next step for you?
Well, we're not really sure. We're gonna put something on the agenda, I think, for next week, and next Monday, and see what comes back to us. You know,
Now, a fire chief is a full-time position, correct?
No.
Really?
no.
But
It's in city of Bangor and Hamden and Herman, it's a full-time position, but here it is not a full-time position. No.
okay.
We only have three interior firefighters. But everybody's volunteer, basically.
But when it comes under municipal, the difference between municipal fire department and a volunteer fire department, people have to be paid on the municipal.
They don't have to be
They
paid.
don't have to be.
We've always paid the fire chief. I mean, that's just been the fire chief that was appointed. Fire chief is supposed to be appointed every year for the town of Newburgh. Or,
Okay.
right.
But
And
on
they
the
get it.
municipal, is it going to be hourly?
No.
No. No, it's a
So you
stipend.
don't have to worry about minimum wage? They get paid what you feel they should be paid?
No.
No. Have you seen our budget lately?
They,
Where- I don't know.
I'm listening to it.
I don't know where the money
the
would
agreed
come from.
amount right now is they get $20 per call and per training. In order to pay them hourly, we do have to pay them minimum wage, and we don't have the budget to pay them
I
that.
was just wondering if it was gonna change where it becomes municipal.
No.
Well,
No.
what about that thing in the contract that said $10,000 for the fire chief, a recommendation, or something of $10,000 for the fire chief? And
I have no idea what you're
four-page?
talking about.
No, you never do.
Oh,
Oh, thanks,
incredibly
Linda.
rude, Linda.
Thanks.
Incredibly
I just,
rude.
that's nice, but that is
It's the Wednesday meeting.